Fantastic Four: First Steps is hitting theaters in just 1 week, but not everyone is as excited for it as you and me. It all comes down to one Silver character. The reveal that the MCU's Silver Surfer was going to be the female version, Shalla-Bal, rocked the superhero world. Many people didn't know this was even an option due to the fact that the male Silver Surfer, Norrin Radd, is just like wildly more popular. He was the version featured in 2007's Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. He was introduced 3 years before Shalla-Bal was. He also has appeared in like way more comics than she has. He is the more just like popular of the two and was a Herald of Galactus a lot longer than she was, which is kind of like the main thing about the character. But Julia Garner isn't letting the pushback to her female Silver Surfer affect her performance. Speaking to Variety, the actress shared that her focus was to do her job, focusing on her giving the best performance she could instead of letting the criticisms from audiences that haven't seen the film yet affect her. She also made a point in the interview to clarify that she isn't playing a female version of Norrin Radd's Silver Surfer, but is 100% Shalla-Bal. Shalla-Bal, while not having many appearances in the comics, has been around for over 60 years, being introduced just 3 years after Norrin Radd. Initially introduced simply as his love interest, over time, which decades of time, she grew into her own character instead of just being a tragic love story, briefly becoming a Herald of Galactus herself. That is not to say that her love with Norrin should be overlooked though. Their relationship informed a lot of his decisions and motivations over the years, but where his story was often explored, hers simply existed to support that. Lately in the comics though, she's taken on a very different role. Zenla's keeper of the Great Truth, and she's actually kind of evil. Zenla is the Silver Surfer's home planet, so she was basically its herald now, and her job was to spread the knowledge and ways of her people through the cosmos. It was kind of like what the Brits started doing in the late 16th century. Obviously, Earth didn't want to become Zenla the sequel, so Norrin fought for the planet and ended up destroying his former home, technically, and its history, leading to his people ultimately rejecting him. I imagine the route the MCU will take with Shalla-Bal is that of her era serving Galactus. I don't know, like her I Herald Galactus. It just led me to that conclusion. This era was brief for her in the comics, which makes sense because the leading theory is that the Fantastic Four is going to lead into Secret Wars / Avengers Doomsday. There are 2 Secret Wars storylines in the comics. The original is like that big battle royale style one, but the 2015 version has a lot of MCU promise. Universes and worlds are colliding and only one can survive. Given that the MCU is heavily leaning into the multiverse and Fantastic Four: First Steps clearly does not take place on the usual MCU Earth, I would say that Marvel is setting that up pretty nicely, which means that Shalla-Bal's reign is going to be very short, similar to that in the comics. I did see an interesting point made online about all of this though. Why are the predominantly male haters of the female Silver Surfer upset seeing an attractive woman on the big screen? Like, I do get that she is not the Silver Surfer that we've all known and loved for years, but it's also not like they've changed that character, because this version is just an alternate universe version of that version. This movie is clearly taking place on a different Earth, so wouldn't the male haters of this want to see an attractive woman on screen? Like, I don't know. Oh no, this character is an attractive woman instead of a man. Unless of course you do swing that way, in which it is a loss for us. But what do you think? Are you excited to see the 1960s superhero dream world Marvel has created for their first family? Let us know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye nerds!